Hey, this is Robert from the Big Pink, and you're watching AMBY.
Hey everyone, it's Alicia from AMBY, and I'd like to welcome you to our interview with the Big Pink. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks.
I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I know before the camera started rolling, I was just letting you know my history with the band and how much I love the Big Pink, so thank you.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
Yeah, so you're soon releasing Empire Underground. It's coming out this Friday, new EP.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it. Are you super excited for this release?
Yeah, I am excited. It's like it's been a while in the making, and I'm really proud of it. I think it's a good progression from the stuff I've done before. I think it's I think it's sort of taken a lot from my first record and then developed upon that, you know. And so yeah, I'm sort of I'm just excited to be coming out, be back on the road. I'm excited that people like it and that we know we're back out there.
4 years to not release music, it's quite some time. I know you put a little teaser. You put a little teaser for Decoy back in 2014. I'm not really counting that.
Okay.
So
yeah. I think it's a change that since then. I think it sounds a bit better now.
It's more like its first steps back then.
Yeah, could have just been a demo. It sounds okay. I get really paranoid because there's some like internet like YouTube clip of it on somebody's stereo. It sounds pretty good. You know when you do that when you're like, oh man, like is that version better than the one that's on the record? You know what I mean?
Really?
But I don't know. I think it's well, Alan Mulder mixed this EP, so I think it's got to sound better than that thing on his radio. Yeah.
Well, how long was the EP actually in the works for? I'm assuming it wasn't the whole 4-year span, or?
No. Was it really 4 years? I'm really worried about that. Okay,
2012.
Cool. 2012, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, I guess. So, but yeah, we released High Time, like, at the end of November. So, theoretically, it was still the 3rd year. But, like, yeah, it's been 4 years. Wow. I guess it was weird, though, because, like, we did the second album, and then Milo left the band.
Yeah.
And it was actually kind of a weird situation where I kind of like, I don't know, I was a little bit worried. I was like, I didn't know whether or not Milo leaving was going to be a reason for me to maybe stop the Big Pink and maybe go solo or change the name. Or I was in a kind of slight dilemma just to whether or not like I owed it to the Big Pink to stop because it was mine and Milo's creation. Even though, like, to be honest, like, I wasn't the main, like, creative aspect in the studio. I mean, we worked really well together, but it wasn't, like, it would have been different, I mean, like, if I'd left. Like, so I was the singer and I played all the music and that kind of stuff. So, I was in a bit of a moment where I was like, you know, should we give up or should we change or that kind of thing. And then it sort of happened organically. I kind of started just writing songs, and it just sounded like the Big Pink. So I think it would have been weird if I'd called it something else or gone solo or whatever, because it literally was it just sounded like the Big Pink, you know. So I think, and Mary getting involved, that was a very organic process, and so it all just kind of escalated, and I think it just took a second for me to kind of find my feet a little bit, you know, and I'm just making excuses for it take so long.
Well, I have to tell you, Future This, that was the soundtrack of my summer when that came out.
Okay,
It was so vibrant, so summery, just so synthy, like I absolutely loved it. And then when I listened to the new tunes, tracks like Decoy, they're a little broodier, a little darker, more guitar driven.
Okay, yeah.
So what kind of guided that new decision or that new direction? Because I really do love this new way you've taken it.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, personally, I'm more of a fan of my first record, which is a little bit more of that kind of thing. Like it's a little bit more guitar driven, a bit more moody, and I don't know if that's just more my personal preference. You know what I mean? That second album, Futures, was a little bit lighter and a bit more colorful, which I don't know if necessarily is as true to myself as the first record. Okay. But I'm not taking anything away from that record. I think it's a good record. I just think that like it's the first record and the new stuff I'm doing. I think personally my soul is more in it as a kind of coherent piece of as a message and a coherent piece of music, I think. And so I think but then again I think the new stuff is is taken the elements from the second record and blended them with the stuff that I loved of the first record. It's kind of a hybrid of the two records, I think. You know, well, that's what I hope anyway.
And for the cover for Empire Underground, I have it right here. For me, it kind of reminds me a bit of like an inkblot almost.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Was that your intention behind it? What inspired this?
No, now you say that, I can see what you're saying. But yeah, no, that wasn't it. It was like I had this kind of another dilemma, like the idea of like whether or not it should be the Big Pink or not the Big Pink or Maya's solo stuff or whatever. That kind of same thought process was, what was I going to do with the artwork or the general idea of where we were going to take stuff. And like initially I was going to go back to this kind of very dark, moody, kind of romantic, kind of photographic kind of idea of the first record, because the second record was a bit more colorful and then I decided that maybe it should be a bit more futuristic and a bit more graphic, perhaps. And I was introduced to these guys called Oval X, and they're these kind of insane kind of guys, like these insane graphics. I actually never met them, but they had this really weird vibe about them in a really special way. Like we had a weird Skype meeting and loads of phone calls, and the idea they came up with was this kind of idea of like taking kind of symbols from like over like the 90s and 2000s, like the Pan Am symbol and different like the crown, which is now our symbol, taking like symbols and then fuck with them, like there's like a kind of the kind of Island Records thing is a bit screwed up, and there's like they basically just like it's a kind of post-apocalyptic kind of like with like a punk gang kind of hybrid of symbols. That's it's all like supposed to be symbolic. And maybe I need to explain these kind of things, but you see what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So it's as if like, because I always have this idea about bands being like a gang. I always think like, why did I start a band? And I think it's because I've always wanted to have my own gang.
It's the unity. I read about this.
You read about this? Okay, cool. Yeah, I really like this idea, and I got quite into like, do you know like 80 Blocks from Tiffany's? Have you seen that documentary about like the gangs in the Bronx in late 70s, and like at the birth of hip hop and breakdancing and stuff? It all came from these gangs. The patches on the back of the jackets kind of thing. And so I kind of wanted to sort of start this kind of symbolism where we could all unite with some symbol and that kind of idea. You get what I'm saying.
I do.
Yeah.
Just going back to the ink blot test for a second. Yeah. When you look at this, what do you see now that you have that in mind? 'Cause to me, I saw a rabbit and then I saw a tiger. In this cover.
Yeah. So there's definitely a tiger in there. Somewhere.
You see there's the two green eyes on it. There's the red nose.
Yeah. Can you see the Empire Underground?
Sure.
Yeah, the Empire.
Yeah.
Underground. Okay, you can see that now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I miss that. Yeah.
on your own cover.
Yeah, my own record. Yeah. Yeah. The back looks a bit better. You see the back of it. But see, that symbol I think is really cool. Like this is the idea about this creating our own symbols, and our new logo. This thing I think is.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Kind of cool, right?
I could see that on the back of a jacket.
Yeah, well, that's the idea. We're gonna do jackets like that.
Oh, cool.
And actually, if we'd figured it out to get the T-shirts in time, the
that'll be on it.
Tigers on here and the things on the back. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, thank you.
So now you're taking this record or this EP out on the road, touring North America.
Yeah.
How are the shows going?
Yeah, they're really cool. It's sort of, it always surprises me how like passionate our fans are. After me being away for a while, it's such an amazing feeling to come back, and then people are so excited about the fact that we're back and how much our records and songs have changed their lives, and all that kind of stuff, like you saved my life with your songs, blah blah, things that like, and I'm not taking that for granted. I think it's just, if it's, as for someone to say that to a musician, it's just one of the most incredible feelings that your music has touched someone so heavily, and without sounding cheesy, I know that I've heard musicians say that in interviews before, but it really is an amazing feeling when someone says like, I put it on as the soundtrack for when I got engaged with my wife, or I was going through like a really shitty time and I don't know what I would have done without your music. That kind of, I've had a few of those conversations over the last couple of weeks, and and people are so excited that we're back, and excited about the future of the band and that thing, and that all just gives you the energy to carry on and keep going.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's beyond. It's a really amazing feeling, and especially because you you always go over those dips in the band and you're like, wow, you know, is this it, or do we keep going, or blah blah, you know? And then when you actually come out and people do care, it's pretty special.
It's a little bit of motivation, I guess, too.
Yeah, hugely. You know, you want to kind of, you know, you understand what you're doing it for and why you're doing it.
And when we first spoke with you a couple of years back, you told us about this thing that happened called the Big Pink Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
Where you were at a show and someone was heckling and kind of being really rude to the ladies in the audience.
Yeah.
So you kind of just, as the title says, sucker punch the guy. Have you had any scenarios like that happen recently, or anything a little bit bizarre happen?
No, not really. No, I'm not really violent at all. Like, I did tell you about that.
You did.
Okay, good. Because it was like, also sucker punch means that I hit him without, like, it's not a good thing, is it, sucker punch?
I don't think so.
It's not, is it? Yeah,
That's what it was labeled as, though, the video.
Yeah, which I think is unfair, because it was like, you know, like, a sucker punch is like, because he didn't see it coming, right?
Yeah.
Because this word is not really used in England very much, a sucker punch, right? It was unfair, because this guy, you know, he was just being a dick, you know what I mean? And it was just like, he came onto my stage, you know what I mean? And actually, to be honest, I didn't actually hit him that hard. He was just, it was like, he was standing on the side of the stage, and as he got up, you know what I mean? And I kind of connected with him a bit.
Yeah.
But it was like a bit of a push, you know what I mean? So it looks like I really smacked him hard. You know what I mean? And more like it could have gone the other way so much easier, you know what I mean? He could have come up on stage and lamped me on camera, and that might have been on the internet forever.
Yeah.
So I got lucky, basically. You know?
Who knows if you didn't throw that first mini sucker punch.
Exactly, the sucker punch.
What would have happened?
Yeah, but also, what was he expecting to happen anyway? Was I going to come up and like give him a hug or some shit for being a dick? I mean, it's like, it was kind of a strange scenario, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, like, everyone then, but I got quite a backlash for that.
Really?
Some people didn't like that at all.
They didn't understand the scenario?
No, they didn't understand it. They're like, oh, you know, Robbie's punching his fans. It's like, I'm not, you know, I very easily see in the video that I'm not punching a fan. Like, he was heckling at me.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway.
It's a well-deserved one, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so. Like an idiot.
You recently shared that you're working with a charity called SOS.
Oh, yeah.
Seems super important. So can you just tell us a little bit about this and how you got involved, what it means to you?
Well, it was one of those things where, like, I guess because, you know, we've done a few tours now, we've toured for a few years, it's like, you kind of I wanted to do something different, and it's like, rather than just, you know, the same talking about yourself day in and day out, you know, it can be quite repetitive. So it's this thing kind of gave, like, we were talking about how could we maybe do something different, or do something that would be good, a bit more positive, rather than just promoting ourselves. And this charity, we looked into a few charities, and this charity came to us and, you know, suggested that we should get involved and to read up on stuff. And it's called SOS, and they're called SOS Children's Fund, and they basically take children who are underprivileged, or have been who are orphans, or have been through war or some sort of disaster, have lost their parents, or, you know, or in these terrible or living on the street, or in terrible situations, whether it be a terrible orphanage or something. And anyway, in this, they take them off the streets, find them families, and then give them opportunities that, you know, that they would never have had if SOS hadn't come along, given them the opportunity to, you know, things that we take for granted, just like, you know, meals and a roof over their head, that kind of thing. And but they're incredible. It started years ago. It started in like the 1940s, and actually Johnny Cash was one of the first musicians to ever get involved.
Really?
In it. Yeah, he supported them his entire life.
Wow. From
like 1950 onwards, like he was he was the main spokesman for them for years. And
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool. And then actually weirdly, like another musician is Levon Helm's daughter is a spokesperson, which I thought was kind of a weird synchronicity of like the fact that the Big Pink are now, you know, part of the SOS as well, you know. But they're really amazing, and it's like $35 a month, and you can sponsor a child, and then that child is then put in a family. But they do amazing things, like give them like music lessons. It's not just like feeding them and bringing them, educating them. They really kind of take them in and give them every opportunity that, you know, I don't know how privileged you are, but like for me, you know, I was lucky enough to have parents that, you know, didn't, you know, leave me out in the streets and didn't beat me up, and gave me everything that I could ever have hoped and dreamed for, and that's why I'm sitting here, because I had that, and I hope that what we're doing can, give the same opportunities to some children,
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that as well.
Oh, it's really amazing, and we're trying to get as many people to sponsor kids, and we should put it on your website and stuff as a link, and you can.
Yeah, no, we'll put it in the interview.
That'd be really
absolutely.
Cool. Any as much help as possible, because I really think this is a good thing to get behind.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well, just to wrap things up today, anything you want to say to your fans who'll be viewing our interview?
Just I hope you like the new material, and please come and check us out, and thanks for supporting us, and I'm happy to be back on the road and happy to be putting out music again. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and we're happy that you're back. We're happy to catch the show tonight.
Yeah.
Catching up with you, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Cheers. Thanks.
And remember, to everybody viewing, can visit us at amusicblogyeah.com for all exclusive interviews, features, videos, and so much more with your favorite bands. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.